Am I the a-hole for no longer making toys and furniture for my former sister-in-law, after her new husband called them an embarrassment and called me cheap for not paying for stuff? My brother passed away before his firstborn child was born. Because of this, I've had an above-average involvement in my nephew's life. One thing I've always done is build him toys and furniture. It was a way of providing without the awkwardness of handing over cash. Also, between my late brother's savings and life insurance from work, a trust was set up for my nephew for about £500,000. He was not actually married to my sister-in-law. Now, through the lab at work, I have made my nephew a lot of wooden or three-dimensional printed toys, but also some simple handmade, electronic toys. My sister-in-law was always grateful for these, and my nephew, by all accounts, loves his custom toys. Fast forward 3 years and my former sister-in-law has gotten married. I was attending my nephew's 3rd birthday and turned up the night before to assemble his present. It was a small climbing frame and swing set I had watched better carpenters than me at the lab make. The new husband was a little standoffish, but come the day of the party he was telling anyone who would listen that I did not pay or make the present, that I had lackeys at work do it for free. This culminated in him calling all my presents an embarrassment and saying that, given my fancy job, I could afford to splash some cash. I confronted him and my former sister-in-law, and she basically confirmed that while the presents were appreciated, she honestly expected more direct support from me after my brother's death. My mother stepped in and reminded her that my brother paid for the house and they regularly take cash out of the trust, about £10,000 a year. We walked out without hearing any worthwhile response, but I continued to see my nephew without incident. 6 or 7 months go by and I am visiting only to be told my former sister-in-law was pregnant with twins, and she was wondering if I could make some duplicates of items I made for my nephew, as they needed 2 sets. I scoffed, said she had a lot of nerve asking me to make stuff after she was so ungrateful, and that I owe her unborn children very little. She got upset and explained her prior statements about my handmade gifts. She said she felt they were the kind of little things someone did as a favor, not what a family provides. That is why she is asking me now, as a friend, to do her a favor and manufacture duplicates. I said no again, and her husband shouted through that it did not matter. They would just use the trust to provide for the kids like it is supposed to. I retorted that it was for my nephew and good luck accessing it for that, because the trust requires my signature to pay out. I was not even home before he was calling me to apologize, clearly unaware I held the reins to my late brother's money. The apology was insincere, and I asked to speak to my former sister-in-law, where I confirmed again I would not be manufacturing her anything. I will still be an uncle to my nephew and be impartial when it comes to her accessing my nephew's trust, but her husband has burned a lot of my goodwill with this. Am I the a-hole for not doing her a favor after all that? Like, comment, and be subscribed for more stories.